Yeah, it does work. It's all good. Alright, let's watch. Alright, so this is gonna be my first subscriber replay review. So it could be scuffed as hell, but I'm gonna try my best. Music off. Hello? Sniper, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Don't say anything racially any racial slurs, bigoted stuff.
You got it.
Deal?
Deal.
Alright. I'm gonna share my screen with you. You should be able to see it.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so what date was the replay on for you?
The 7th.
November 7th?
Yeah.
Okay. November 7th. Okay. Is there a particular reason you're choosing this replay?
It wasn't the worst one that I had, but it was a loss that I can learn from.
Good decision! See? Starting off good. See? That's already the right mindset. It's called replay review? Question mark?
Yes.
2v2 game? Okay. So I'm apologizing in advance, because I can't use I don't know if you heard on stream, I can't use my pen to draw on it, even though I want to. So we'll be doing it just from your point of view.
Yep, no worries.
Alright, so using the Cyclone. Is there a reason you're using the Cyclone, or you just like it?
Just felt good.
Okay.
I started playing better with it when I swapped to it for whatever reason, and I don't know, mental game. Just kept.
I respect it. Never used the
I'm over to
Cyclone. I'd
the.
love to. I don't
Yeah,
have
I'm
it.
over to the Skyline right now. It's pretty
Okay. Yeah, I like Skyline. So Cyclone has hybrid hitbox, right? Just like Skyline? Isn't it the same?
good. I think it's shorter.
Oh, really? Is it?
I think so. Because I was it doesn't have the Plank hitbox. It has the Dominus hitbox, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it does.
Oh no, it's Breakout. No, Thuper's right. Breakout.
Breakout hitbox?
I'm
Okay,
pretty
so
sure,
that's
yeah.
not hybrid.
No,
That's
Skyline's
Breakout.
hybrid. That's Breakout.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hybrid hitbox, if you guys didn't know, is technically the best hitbox in the game. Statistically, it is. The reasons pros don't use it are because of comfortability. But if any pros went and learned a hybrid hitbox, statistically, it would be the best hitbox to use. Pidex, no, I do not know what music he uses. Levi, yes. Carmen, you should try the last workshop map by DMC. I'm going to do all my workshop maps. First, we're doing a replay review. Cox has been using it. Yeah, yes. Alright, so let's play. Do you go for kickoff? Okay. Nice. Okay. Restart.
It was a rough kickoff.
Yeah. Okay, so generally on kickoffs. Okay, so I'm gonna be kind of struggling with this because one of the problems for me when doing these replay reviews, and I'm not trying to be offensive, is in Diamond there are so many mistakes that
absolutely.
if I were
I
to
don't.
pick on every single thing that somebody did, you would have a headache, and there'd be no point.
Don't worry about it. They're going to be headache inducing enough for you. So
So what we're gonna try and do is pick on one thing for you to work on this game that I think will try and help improve you overall to get out of Diamond. That's gonna be the goal. So first on kickoff, let's watch this again. Okay, so you are first here. That's good.
right, and I'm
Being fast
landing
is
way
good.
right. I normally try to land way more center than that, but that was just a rough kick.
Yeah, so the idea is you want to get there. So what ended up happening there was your nose got caught on the ground. Did you notice that when you flipped?
Yeah.
Right
yeah.
there, and that slowed you down.
Now, also, I do play keyboard mouse, so
Okay.
that is whatever it is.
So generally what you want to do is jump and hit the ball. Don't flip, and then try and time it so that after the opponent flips, you flip. So what you want to do is it's like microsecond stuff. So you jump, you wait, and then you flip.
Right, trying to get as many contacts on it as you can.
Yeah. So you want to try. That's if you're trying to win it.
Now I think I have some better kickoffs later in it, so
your teammate
hopefully
cheats.
That won't be the worst.
Which I don't know if cheating is the best in lower ranks, because I think this will happen a lot, where the ball careens off a wall, and then the person cheating is probably too far up. I don't know.
I get a lot of pinches on kickoffs, so.
Okay. And then here, you go right back to the net. This is good because your teammate's out of position. You half flip. Okay, you can half flip. That's really good. Good boost pickup. Nice. Bump him. Almost. Okay.
That was what I was thinking of when I was
picking up every pad. This is really good. Alright, so right here, you're just a little too far upfield. And the reason that you're far upfield here is because no one has possession of the ball. If Astral were to turn here, right, and hit this behind your teammate right now, which they don't.
I'd have to turn it and book it back.
Yeah, instead of playing, this is a good position if your teammate has possession and has the awareness to get you the ball, right? And being next to them. You'll see me take that position a lot, where my teammate's dribbling and I'm almost adjacent to him, a little behind, so that if he passes it mid, you're there.
Right.
But if you're with a teammate who doesn't pass often, doesn't really know what to do, the better positioning in this scenario would be like back here, behind him along the pad route here.
So like a quarter field wide and probably a quarter field back as well.
Yeah, you're kind of close to him, but not too close to where you're taking up the same part of the field.
Right, okay.
Like if you divided this field...
But on the right side of that middle grid.
Yeah, if you divide this field into thirds, imagine... I wish I had my mouse. It's tilting me already. If you divide the field into thirds, and 1/3 was like this, and then this is the second third, and this is the third, and then you did thirds across, like boxes,
right.
So a 3x3 grid. You don't ever want to be in the same box as him. So you're not. This is his little box. You'd probably want to be like right behind him.
Like bottom right of the 5 key on the numpad sort of thing?
Bottom right on the 5 key. Yeah, so you want to be like here-ish. That way if the ball goes behind him, since the only one back is Astral, you can come in from behind and immediately shoot. Or, if he gets a dunk, you can read the dunk, right? So you're like keeping equidistant as he moves up the field. If he gets a dunk and goes by Astral, you can follow whatever hit he has right after. But being here, if the ball goes behind him, you're going to have to take too much time and you can't immediately punish the last back. And also, he doesn't have possession, so there's no reason to be pushing up this far yet.
Right. I'm actually seeing that Astral was a lot closer to that ball than I was reading at the time. I thought he was more into the corner than on it, basically.
Okay, so now, again, this position is good. I just wish you gave yourself more room towards the middle. Like you're maybe a little too far towards the middle. But you read it? Okay, that was decent. Probably should have been a goal. Again, the reason that it would benefit you if you were more towards him is because your car would be facing the net already. So when you get one of these bounces, your car would already be in position before it hits the wall. So you turn and face the ball as it hits the wall and comes off. Ideally, in positioning, you want to be positioned to read the ball before it's bouncing.
Right, I want to be trailing the ball into the center, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Or almost mirroring
Okay.
it.
Good demo. Open net for your teammate. Does he hit it? Pogs. Good demo. So far, this game's good. You've been playing well. Your pathing is nice. That should be a goal. Dude! Esker! Where the heck is Esker going?
All the way back.
Oh my god. Turn on it. Yep. Nice. Okay, grab the boost. Okay, his turn. Good. Okay, should have been a goal there.
Yeah, for sure.
That happens. No worries. Okay. Okay, I'm noticing the same thing again. So,
Too far away.
yeah, so basically on every drive up, what you're doing is you're positioning across the field here. As if your teammate has possession. So, unless the ball is on the hood of your car and your teammate has space, right? You don't want to be on the other half of the field. So, like,
Okay.
here would be better. Again, just because in Diamond, players don't really have the control enough or awareness enough to, like, hit this across to you, right? Do you get a lot of passes from this position or no?
When I'm playing with my buddies, yeah, but not
Okay.
necessarily as much in Ren.
Is this your buddy?
No, I'm not partied up in
So
this
this is a solo queue game? Open that. Okay, almost still open.
one.
Try. Okay. Nice whiff. Good. Alright, you're very good at half flipping. That's really good. Is that
Keyboard and
something
mouse.
that all diamonds
So easy.
do, or is...
No, not even close.
Yeah, so that's really good. Half flipping is really beneficial. Nice dribble by Zerker. Oh, he gets it in! Let's go! Let's watch that again. Huge plays. Yeah, no, your half flip is
no,
super
this is Diamond
smooth.
1.
This is Diamond 1, okay.
Yeah. Keyboard and mouse is just so easy to have flip on.
Okay. Huge whiff, dunk. Nice, okay.
I was just trying to get it out center to him, but he had left.
Right, so in this scenario, right? He had just gone up for a play and used boost.
Mhm.
So this center would be good in threes. But knowing that your teammate is going to land in the net, right?
Right, I should be expecting them to back out and
Yes.
fill up on it.
Yeah, so when you approach this ball, you should be approaching it for possession and your own play. Because your teammate is rotating out. He just wasted all of his boost. Most of the time. Now, if this were like Grand Cham or something, I'd say that your play... Again, passing at mid's the right idea, but you just want to have possession for a little bit before you insta-pass so that your teammate can get in position.
Right, give him some time to get boost and reposition.
Mm-hmm. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in chat. That happens a lot in Diamond. What happens a lot? Half flip looks better than mine. No, yeah, your half flip is super smooth.
I practiced so much. Like basically, it was a thing that I picked up from Johnny Boy, and I just, as soon as I realized how useful it was, I just practiced it until it was.
Yeah, it's really useful. Definitely worth practicing. I think it's very good. I learned half flipping when I was silver. Hell yeah, Levi. Can confirm I play KBM for fun. I'm like low plat on KBM. Ridiculously easy to half flip. I thought about switching to KBM. It seems like KBM players are faster.
I think it feels that way because there's no small movements. It's all about timing it perfectly with every single move you make, kind of.
Right, like there's no variance in terms of like when you jump and you pull up, it's straight. Like there's no wiggling or woggling when you're going up and down. It's like a direct line to the ball, which makes keyboard faster in my opinion because there's no yaw or pitch. It's just like you go straight at it.
I think it does force you to take the perfect line, otherwise you're just gonna miss, kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm D3 and I'd say everyone knows how to half flip. Okay. D3 and D1 is a big difference now. Isn't that two thresholds?
Yeah, there's probably a big
That's
difference.
like the end of that's like basically what's after diamond? Champion? Yeah, so it's like basically champion. D3 is basically champion. Carl, I have a cyclone if you'd like it. No, it's okay, Alex. I don't want to take yours. Super easy to half flip smoothly. Okay, well still, it's good to be able to do that. Nice bump again. You have good bumps on the way back. Solid. Save that. Oh.
I think I was sort of expecting my teammate to go up for it.
Yeah.
I think my last view of him was him in the net. Yeah, so I was just kind of expecting them to have that, and I didn't want to.
Okay, what happened to Pexer here? Fucking octopus. Ah, Plexer! That has to be a save. What's up, Jam? Okay, really good kickoff. That was nice. That's a bang, yep. Right to your teammate, nice. Plexer?
Went for the bump, but
Good try. That was really good from you. The entire way. Your kickoff was nearly perfect. You won it right to yourself. Or your teammate. You got the clear here. Not only did you get the clear, you passed it to your teammate for a shot. Unfortunately, you just missed. That was a really nice play. Got the demo. Okay. Good. I don't mind positioning there. That was fine.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was fine. Because your teammate has possession here. The guy doesn't look like he's going to hit it. So your teammate's going to have another touch, most likely. So being across here is completely fine. It's just when your teammate doesn't have possession of the ball is when you don't want to be over here.
Gotcha.
Good challenge. Pexer? Berserker, whatever his name is. Nice. Perfect. That was really well played for the last, like, minute. That was, like, way better than Diamond. Oh, I don't watch Diamond. This is the first time I watch Diamond, but I would imagine that that's what you're doing. It looked way better than Diamond. What I picture Diamond.
I mean, I've got plenty of worse replays than this, but
good bumps. That should be a goal. I don't know where Octopus guy is. There he is. Okay, so you guys are 4-1 and you lose?
I think so. 3-1, yeah. Oh no, 4-1. Maybe this is a win by 1. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, this might be a 3-4.
Okay, so you flip again here and hit your nose again. I don't know if you... Is this a consistent thing? 'Cause if it is,
It's just how fast I hit my second jump. I try to just get it done, kind of a thing, because I have a tendency to miss it on occasion.
Yeah, so what you're doing here is you're, like, diagonal forward flipping.
Mhm.
You should try, show you real quick.
Side flipping.
Yeah, it's like a side flip and forward at the same time. It's this. Yeah, so it's basically a side
cut
flip.
it in. Yeah, okay, cut it in and
So
a
you're
little
doing
harder,
this?
and then side flip.
Or,
Right.
I can't even do it because I don't do it. Is that it?
Yeah, just a front 45
Yeah.
and boost through it. Yeah.
Yeah, so with the Cyclone, since it's so weird, your nose is getting caught when you do that.
Yeah, the same thing happens with Skyline.
Yeah, so if you were to come... Are you serious? Alright. So if you were to just go like this, which is a side roll and boost at the same time, you can get there quicker. And you wouldn't hit your nose on the ground.
Right. I do need to work on my kickoff again because both the reason I swapped off of Skyline was partially because I was digging the nose in on the corners as well.
Yeah, so
and
just,
especially on the diagonal kickoff.
Yeah, so just try and do the practice side jumping while boosting at the same time. You'll get there fast, but yeah, it should look like something like this. It takes time to get used to, but it's worth it.
I just need to learn the angles where I need to turn and all the timing and all.
Yeah, it's like half flipping, basically. I feel so bad when I being a half flip. It's okay. It's just about practice.
I literally spent hours and hours and hours just half flipping in free play. Nothing else.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Okay, so yeah, we win 4-3 on that.
But yeah.
Okay.
You're doing a really good job of just playing on, playing off of your teammate. Or, well, not really. Making your teammate get involved. Oh, Astral, honey. What is going on? Oh my god, this guy's playing from Mars. This guy is playing from Mars! Oh my. Yeah, this should have been goal, looked like.
Right, I was waiting for my teammate to push in on that, and they just never even entered.
Yeah. I like your challenge. I just think you rush it a bit. So, like, yeah, maybe just try and take your time right here. Because you're already supersonic, so you don't need to boost more. And
right.
Just let her make that last touch, and then line it up right as she makes that last touch, and then start boosting at her. It's a good challenge, though. You got what you want. Even if you don't get ball possession, you don't get the touch, you still get ball possession. Good pathing on the way back. Nice. Good challenge. I think if he doesn't backflip, he beats you. Yeah. So, here on the way back, instead of taking the middle line right here, which is fine until right here, try and flip towards back post.
Right.
This is something that a lot of people struggle with at Grand Champ a lot. So when something is going on near their net, you take the immediate path back. Which, again, I don't know how this will work in Diamond, but for the most part, you want to basically come into your net on the goal line angle instead of going into your net and then turning around. Because you're just losing space. So if you could take the extra time to, like, once you pick up this pad, go a little bit wide and come in like this, so you're perpendicular to, or I mean, parallel to the goal line, instead of coming in perpendicular to the goal line and being stuck in it.
Yeah, I do try to rotate into back post as often as I can.
Yeah, so you do it here. It's just that when you do it, you want to stay out of net, basically.
Gotcha.
Now your teammate, again, so I don't know if this happens a lot, but your teammate completely beans it. First of all, he goes across the net, which is a mistake, with no control. And then he panics and flips 10 miles into the middle of the field and gives the girl on Mars here a free shot. But instead, she passes to the gooey guy, and, yeah, good challenge. Again, this does not look like a Diamond replay to me. You look better than Diamond. I'm not even just saying that. It's probably because you watch my stream, but this looks way better than Diamond. At least your positioning. Like, I mean, compared to that other guy on your team, this, like, this is way different. Again, what? Zerker, dude, come on! Oh dear, this guy. He's struggling to hit the ball. And then he ruined your challenge there, and you get a goal. Okay, let's see what you could have done better. We're not talking about teammates. Good positioning here. Going all the way back post. Across the field to get boost. Perfect. That's what you want to do. So here, you're going for the challenge. Again, this is good if your teammate... I mean, it's not perfect. So, when this ball goes up, right? Now, I don't know your skill threshold. But as soon as this ball's in the air, you should be trying to read where it's bouncing and boosting at it to even prevent a shot from happening. Or, you choose the second option, which is wait for a low percentage shot, and then challenge. So what you should do, I think, instead here, well, I don't know. I don't really have a problem with your challenge here. Your teammate just kind of screws you over. The thing that could have been better is I think this guy beats you with his hit because you're flipping the wrong way. Like you're not flipping out instead. Yeah, you're not flipping directly at him. But I don't know what he's doing.
I try to read the backboard hits when it's not such a immediately punishable position.
Because you could have waited here. What happened? It just went way far away. Times. Yeah. So right here, you could have waited in the net for him to shoot, like a near post. And then as soon as he shot, just drove out of the net and saved it, since you were already in the net. I don't know. I don't have a super problem with that challenge there. Your teammate really screws you over by coming in like this. He pinches the ball away from your challenge and then misses the save. So the one thing you could have done better was just maybe approach it faster so that the dunk from your teammate didn't matter. That might be the only thing I would say. Good fake for the boost. That was nice. That's not good.
Yeah, bad pinch.
Oh. Okay, I could respect going for the pinch there.
I just lined it up really poorly.
Yeah.
And that's a missed second jump.
Yeah, it's all good. Those happen sometimes. Mechanical mistakes are if you're coaching, I don't think you can get too upset about them. The things that a coach should be focusing on, in my opinion, is positioning and decision making. That's much easier to coach. Because mechanics, you kind of just have to work on yourself as a player. Okay. That should be a shot. Good shot. Could have been better. The whole right side of the net is open here.
Right.
And we've seen the Martian in net. She fumbles around, or he. So the shot right side would have been good. I don't know. I don't have a problem with your shot. That was good. Okay, let's look at the rotate here. Okay. Messed up there. Alright, so the one thing that maybe on this you could have done better is you see her flipping towards the boost.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, just take the path down the right side. That way you would have had boost. And, okay. Juking people. Alright, this should be possession for you. Oh, that's a rough bounce. Wait, did you just take the mid boost and the back boost and leave?
Yep.
Oh, this octopus head. I'm gonna strangle him with it. Okay, you should have been there for that. Even though you have 20 boost, you could have got there and slammed it.
Yeah, I could have turned in on that.
But you're probably tilted. I'd be tilted if my teammate did that. My teammates take one of my boosts. So
I've missed 2 second jumps in like 30 seconds. I'm pretty sure I'm tilted at this.
But you won, so that's a positive. Sunlow, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Welcome to the Carmi Army. What's up, Yandrak? Yeah, so basically what I would say is, for you, I would say shooting is probably something you need to work on. Just from going back to the beginning, there were several shots. So even this shot you had. That was good. You're strong in the air. It seems like you're strong in the air with your aerials, but the problem is in Diamond, it's mostly grounded. So even this shot. Okay, so right here, this shot. Did you backflip on purpose?
Yeah, my line wasn't there, so I had to make something out of it, and so I just placed it instead of getting good power. Because I was lined up where if I had dodged into it, I was going to just bang it into the wall, pretty much.
Yeah. If you end up lining up like that, you do get a good shot off, so credit to you. One of the things you think about is if you end up mislining like this, you can hit it from this right side, right? And hit it to the right of the wall and just follow it yourself.
Tap it off the wall, yeah.
Yeah, and just follow yourself, because Martian in net will flail at it, or whoever's in net most of the time will flail. And who knows if she even sees it from Mars. Like, this is... this might be the worst camera I've ever seen. God bless. Your camera is so much better. So, like, look at her. She's doing donuts in that. If this person, you're shooting it to the far left side of her, or him. Well, I don't know why I say her. For some reason, this screams female to me. But, yeah, she's spinning around like she's in Tokyo Drift. If you hit this to the right of the net and just followed it yourself, probably would have been higher percentage for you to score.
Right, for sure.
But that shot was good. It wasn't a bad shot, so that's like the wrong one to pick on.
Well, I mean, it was slow, it was lobbed, and it was completely within reach. So, I mean, it had basically every area that could have been improved upon.
Yeah, could have. But you hit the ball at the net high, so that's pretty good. You forced her to make a nice save. She made a nice save, so credit to her. That aerial that you just did where you pinched off the wall, that was very good. One thing I don't see from you a lot, again, the reason I say you're strong in the air, so you don't dribble much. Do you play ones a lot?
No, not really. I get tilted extremely fast in ones.
Yeah, so I think you're more of a 2s or 3s type of player because you're aerial based, it looks like. You're comfortable in the air.
I'm just doing enough aerial to get more practice in because I know that's going to become more important soon.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of like I have the opportunity to just go up and not get capitalized on in some of these spots, so I take advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you look comfortable in the air for the most part. But what I'm noticing here at Diamond is it's very grounded. And there's not really a lot of ground play going on from either team. It's kind of like they're just you guys are just hitting the ball back and forth. And whoever fucks up the reads on the walls gets scored on. That's what it looks like to me. So
Right.
if you were to take control and learn how to dribble and control the ball with flicks and keep the ball in the hood of your car and stuff like that, I guarantee you could drive circles around anyone in Diamond. Because the Diamond, they don't know how to challenge, really. And they just, at least in this one game, I'm generalizing. But
I mean, they challenge my dribbles just fine.
Oh, really? Okay. So, well, do you know
how
to...
I can dribble poorly.
Okay, so if you were to dribble really, like, not really well, but if you were to have the ball in your hood of your car and know how to flick it whenever someone's coming near you, right? I think that would benefit you a lot in Diamond. Because it doesn't look like anyone knows how to...
managed to get off at the right time was easily in Diamond. So, I mean, like, I can, it's just I need more practice, and I work on that every time I'm in free play, so.
Yeah. I think that dribbling, it seems like right now dribbling would be extremely useful. Instead of like this constant just back and forth with touches. Again, this replay was really solid. This does not look like a Diamond replay to me. This looks like if you were to play this way consistently, I guarantee you'd be out of Diamond pretty quick. I'm trying to go back and find... Shooting is another thing I think that you could work on. That was a good shot. Again, this
was a pretty bad example for me shooting. This was me just trying to play with the randoms I was queuing with. Like, when I play more aggressive, I shoot a lot more, and I do get a lot better placement and power, but I was just kind of trying to... I think this was at the end of my session where I was kind of just completely worn down from dealing with random queue.
Okay. So a bit frustrated, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like this shot you hit is nice. Like this is an aerial shot. You double jump, you get power on, and you beat someone. That's really solid. Again, you look super comfortable in the air to me. That was a really nice pass. Solid play. It froze for me. What's up, Steven? What screams female to you? The car or the playstyle? The car. It's a pink crown, pink wheels, pink heat wave with light blue. That's a girl's car for sure. And the name Astral, 100%. Pink boost, that's a female player. 100%. Shout out to Astral, but don't play from Mars, Astral. She's a NASA employee. This player's nice. Where's the other shots? I think it was in the beginning. I mean, it might not be a girl. Oh yeah, that was... I don't blame you for waiting for your teammate. You could have saved that as well, that goal.
Yeah, I need to get more comfortable coming off the wall like that. That's one thing that I'm definitely lacking in.
Okay, here, this should be a goal for you. Yeah, so that shot, this is another shot that I think that, again, if you just take your time...
I lined up poorly for it as well. Because I was on the left side of where it was coming down, so I was just in a poor spot to... I read it.
The main thing here is trying to realize exactly how much time you have. Like, you saw two people go up, they both missed, right? And
right, I could have caught that and controlled it there.
Yeah, you could have... Yeah, anything here. And even this touch isn't... I mean, again, it could have been better. But forget about that. You made the touch. this part, it's still fine. Like, this is scoreable. If you take your time and focus completely on lining it up, don't worry about if there's someone in net or not, and just focus on hitting it at the net, then I think you score. Like, this is wide open.
Right. I think that one does come down to I misread it off the wall, because I should have been on the right side of where that was landing, but I didn't. I was on the wrong side. I was between it and the goal, basically.
Yeah, here's another example where dribbling would just be good. Like, the guy goes and misses, and then I don't know. It's hard to dribble this. Like, you have to single jump it and like catch it, but here another dribble would have been good. Like, again, just one touch off your car and then flip it mid to draw them out. But again, I don't know the skill threshold here, but that, I think the biggest thing for you to improve on is, I would say, shooting or dribbling, like control basically, and then the positioning when your teammate doesn't have the ball.
Right, a little bit closer.
100% control. Yeah. So, like, this is fine. This is all fine because he has it. But when he doesn't have it, like this. Bang, right there. So the ball is now in their possession, pretty much. You want to be more behind because the opponents, like, from their position, they're just going to slam it off the wall.
Right.
And then also, like, a lot of people ask me what they should do to get out of certain rank. I think the best way to build your game is kind of similar to like a house, where you want to build it from the ground up. So if you, again, I'm repeating myself, but if you're in this game and you are a great dribbler, yeah, but you don't know how to do anything in the air, right? Like a guy who just 1v1s, he's like champion 1v1s, but he's terrible in the air. I think that he could get out of diamond just by dribbling, because it doesn't seem to be like there's much in the air here at all.
Right.
So if you wanted to, like, if you focus on dribbling and controlling the ball and being able to flick people who challenge and like realizing when you have space to dribble, I think that would be really beneficial. So yeah, it would be, for me, I think the main thing you should focus on is that positioning, because that's an easy fix. Trying to realize when your teammate has possession and when the other team has possession. But for the most, I don't want to tell you to completely switch it, because for the most, like, it's just about recognizing when to change it up.
Right.
Because I really like your wide positioning when you have the ball. It's really, really good. But when your teammate doesn't have the ball, you don't want to be that far out. You want to be kind of more back.
All right. I definitely need to find better replays going forward, because this was definitely me playing a lot more passive and like using my teammate to probably somewhere. I've got Baka's saving all of my ranked games, so I mean, I just have to find it, or find a decent example.
Okay, if you find one now, we can just watch another one too. I'd like to see too.
I'll grab
just to see consistency
with some much higher goal, if that works, because then, or a much higher scoring game.
Because like here, you look really solid. You're patient. Your rotations are solid. You know how to pass.
Would you want to see one playing with my team, or
yeah,
like
sure.
with my buddies?
Yeah.
Okay, because they've both been champ previously, so I mean, okay. When I'm playing with them, I'm playing a little bit.
I mean, like I said, this looks like a champion. If I would imagine what champs play like, this is what I would imagine a champ plays like.
Sure. Let me launch Rocket.
Maybe a bit more.
I feel like when I play random queue, I'm kind of limited in speed and what I can expect and how I can play by like what I can expect from my teammate.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't want to outplay what the team is capable of as another point.
Yeah.
Because like I can play faster than this, but I'm never gonna get the pass I'm expecting. I'm not gonna be like I might not be challenging what at the right time for what my teammates expecting, things like that, where I don't want to outplay myself, the other team, and my teammate, because that's not going to help anybody. Kind of.
Yeah, I would agree. Team play is certainly something that you want to practice with when you're solo queuing. The problem is that you don't also want to limit yourself. So, like, in my opinion, solo queue should be used to improve yourself,
Right.
not necessarily win. That's how I've always approached ranked. You see me sometimes, if you watch my stream a lot, playing ones, and I just do stupid stuff. Like, stuff you should never do in ones, like I air dribble almost all the time, or I go off the ceiling all the time, or I go for, like silly bumps or stupid dribbles just because I'm practicing mechanical stuff that I want to get consistent with. Now that doesn't help me win ones. If I was sweating in ones, I would never do any of those things. I'd be practicing, like I'd be bounce dribbling, or I'd be doing safer shots on the hood of my car. I'd be playing way different.
Right.
But in solo queue, if you want to try and there's a difference. If you're trying to win, you probably play different than if you're trying to improve. Because if you're trying to improve, it's more, it can be both. But it depends on your playstyle. Like, would you say you're more of a passive or an aggressive player?
I honestly don't think I have a standard between the two.
So you think you're neutral?
I sort of fill what, I try to fill what needs filling, and I don't know, sometimes that's positive, plenty of times it's...
Yeah, you seem like a passive player to me, in my opinion.
I have a lot more fun playing aggressive, but when I play aggressive, I get tilted when, like, an easy save gets missed or something like that, so I just try not to play.
Yeah. So the reason I would say that you're passive, at least in this replay, is because of that mindset of, like, I want to make the team work, which is a good mindset to have if you're trying to, like, rank up. Like, I want to make this team work, and that's generally my advice for ranked, is if you want to win, you just play patient and passive and let the other team do whatever. But if you want to improve, I think the best way to improve is aggression. And, like, learning the line between when to be aggressive and when not to be aggressive. That's, like, a huge thing to learn in Rocket League, is when it's okay to be aggressive, when it's not okay to be aggressive. I think the best player who exemplifies that is probably Gimmick. He's probably the most aggressive player in the world, but he also knows when to not be aggressive so it doesn't hurt his team as much. And I think that if you were to have that approach in ranked where it was like, you're aggressive, so you're aggressively improving as you're playing your aggressive style, which is shooting or dribbling or boost stealing or trying to be offensive for your team. So if you like that style, I think it would be a good thing for you to practice, but just try and learn the line. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, got the next replay.
Alright, hit me with it. Let's see. Danny, thank you for the 6-month resub. Welcome back, Car H. Guys, can we get some hearts in the chat for Danny? Feels good, man. Welcome back, Danny. How are you doing today?
Okay.
What is this rank? This is Diamond 1 we're watching. How you doing, Steven? Hey, Watch Tom Die. How you doing? Nobody flicks in Diamond, not even Diamond 3. Touch and go, repeat, and chase works up to champ. Whenever I get champ players in my game, they tend to be pretty good at flicks. My consistency sucks. Whenever I try and Push to champ, I get wrecked by flicks and dribbling. That's why I'm not consistent enough to make champ. Yeah, I think dribbling and control would rank you up pretty quick. I think you'd hit a wall at champion, though. Because I think at champion it starts to turn into aerial gameplay a little bit.
Alright, so this was November 10th.
November 10th, okay. Is it in the DM? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Replay thing analysis is cool. Yeah, I like it.
So this friend is actively champ 2, I think.
Champ 2? Okay. Friend in quotation marks.
No, good friend.
He's getting paid to boost.
I'm
kidding.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what he plays like if he's champ 2. I want to see what he plays like in comparison to you.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I noticed is that it's easy to fix mechanically in landing.
Right, landing in the direction you want to go. I used to focus a lot more on that than I do now for whatever reason. And that's something I should focus on again.
Absolutely. I'm doing good, Fancy. How are you? Do you ever do the dribble workshop maps?
I have never done any workshop maps.
Okay. I personally am a huge advocate of workshop maps.
Right, I absolutely should do them.
Just like once a day, do the dribble challenge 1. Once a day before you play or before you go into a game, just do it, and then you'll get more control, but without even knowing it. Or you could do it like in between your I don't know how fast your queues are.
I don't get time to do anything in free play. I get maybe 1 double touch attempt.
Really, it's that quick? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm champ and I don't even use dribbling. Yeah, I think dribbling is a big deal.
How are we scrubs supposed to catch up to you guys up there when we don't get time for free play?
I know, seriously. Well, you could just sometimes like...
I just use queuing as practice, really.
Yeah, that's... Again, it comes down to like what's enjoyable for you. Like, if you're playing this game and you truly want... Like, where's your... what do you want to do with Rocket League? Where's your threshold? Do you think that you want to go pro one day? Do you want to get Grand Champion? Do you want to get Champion 2? Do you just want to play with your friends? Like, what are you getting out of Rocket League?
I mean, I would love to push to the point where I could get to some level of team.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the ideal goal. For right now, it's just I want to actually have fun in the game and progress.
Okay. So you want to be on a team eventually?
Yeah, that would be the overall goal.
Okay. What's up, Johnny? Is this one of those tutor lesson things, or is he a friend? We're doing a subscriber replay review. What's up, Panda? Honestly, I hate playing down Diamond as a high champ. It's super confusing. Okay. Let's watch the second replay. This one was November 10th, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a win as well?
Yep.
Okay. What the heck?
Team match.
Oh, team colors. Okay, so your friend is Deku?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his camera's good.
This is also the friend who, when I played with him the first time, he is basically the reason I got out of
Platinum?
Yep.
Okay. Shot for you. Decent. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna point out, first of all, your kickoff is, again, really good. I'm telling you, if you do this kickoff in ones consistently, I feel like you're winning kickoff most of the time. The only problem is trying to learn how to conserve your boost while you're doing this. You waste it all.
Right. I can land that with 15 remaining,
Yes.
and generally that's better in ones.
That's perfect. Yep. You want to land with like 12, 15. That way you can get a power shot off. But I do also like that you stay here, you don't rotate back. That's... are you in comms when you play?
Yeah.
So is he calling I have it or something like that? Cause...
No, generally we're just, talking about random.
Oh, okay.
We'll call something if it's important, but for the most part it's just hanging out.
The decision to stay here I like a lot. The one thing that I wish you did was grab that pad in front of you before jumping.
Yeah.
Just so that you could aerial a bit better. But the decision to stay here is correct. Just the shot needs to be better.
Right, if I had grabbed that pad, I probably could have actually had a shot there in the top right.
So someone needs to be challenging this. Okay. Okay. So like this is an example of why dribbling is important. Let's watch this guy. This is default camera, right? There's no way this is his actual camera.
That doesn't look like default. That looks too zoomed out for default. Or too something for default.
And look at just the lack of control that this guy has. This is solid till right here.
That's me previous working on control.
Yeah, so like this is an example of why I think it's important for Diamonds to work on dribbling. Like, you guys didn't challenge him at all, which is a mistake, right? But again, let's not talk about that. So either of you decide to challenge, and he's given a lot of space, but he has no idea he has space because he has ball cam on. He's looking at the ceiling.
Right.
So like, he has no idea where you guys are. The ball's going the wrong direction. This guy's in trouble. So he goes up for this, and it's not there, and then you just punish him for it. And his teammate also he has chicken. He chickens out. His teammate needs to dive this because, so look, this guy's positioning again. So this guy's positioning is what you would want if your team doesn't have ball control, right?
Right.
So this guy should be where you normally are. Okay, why am I analyzing them? Okay, back to you. So someone should have challenged this.
Right, I was trying to give space.
Yeah, your teammate should have gone in here because you're on the rotate back. You're not going to do a 180. Well, most of the time you shouldn't be doing a 180.
I've done that a few too many times previously.
Like, ideally, your teammate should be going in now, forcing him to flick, so that you grab the mid boost and you turn and you can get his flick. That's the ideal play.
Gotcha.
Alright. Good punish. That was really solid. So that's a positive way to punish. Look, I want to see what your teammate's looking at here. Yeah, so he has full boost. He should be going in 100% right there. Right here when he looks and turns away, he should have gone. You know what I mean, right? He goes and you turn around and fill. Okay.
Right.
But okay, let's see. Here's your kickoff again. Let's see if you fix it. No. Definitely something to work on. Tank, thank you for the 10 viewer host, and Reese KO, thank you for the 15 viewer host. Poggers, lots of hosts today. Hi Cypress, hi German. That reminds me of K-Dop just dribbling. Yeah, with the ball cam. Carver, sorry for the late response. I'm good, thanks. You motivated me to finish my placements, PogChamp. Nice. Where'd you finish? What's up, Cable? Can I show you my Stormwatch car design? Sure. Just remind me after the replay. Is it hard to get Grand Champion? You're asking the wrong person. I realized I get better at ball cam dribbling if I could call myself Budget K-Dop. See ya, Thooper. Okay, pass it. Oh, shot. Nice. Good. Both were open there. I like the power shot.
I think he was returning back, which is why I didn't pass it.
Hmm.
Either that or he maybe... Yeah, okay.
His positioning for your pass is honestly not quite good. But your approach for the pass is also not good, so it was better for you to shoot. Like, if you're passing here, you want to get very wide.
Right.
You don't want to tell it... Well, it's okay to telegraph it at this rank. But basically, for what you want to do is get really wide and just side flip into it so that it goes directly horizontal. And if you were to do that, probably scores. Like, if you hit this directly at the right, probably a good play as well. I don't mind the shot, though. Like, if you're with a teammate who's normally higher ranked, just practice for yourself, honestly. I mean, you can work as a team to have fun, but if you get a shot, I would take most of the time shots if you want to work on shooting.
Right. I just misjudged that one and didn't get the height that I needed. I should have fast aerial to get the height instead of going for the...
Is this guy on the Smurf, or is he Champ 2 when you guys play?
This is his second account.
Okay. What's he on this account?
Diamond 3, Div 4 or something like that.
Okay, so you guys are playing, like, middle diamonds, probably? Does it combine the rank?
It takes higher, generally. I think this is probably 3 and a 2, or D3, D2 on the other team.
Okay, so you're playing up.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So this is good tracking from you. Like, you followed the ball. You just need to go fast. That was solid. And you know what you did wrong. I was gonna see if, like, you made a mistake here. I don't think you did. You turned to follow the ball, and you would have beat him if you went fast. That was a nice shot from, this guy. That was very solid. See, Reese, thank you for the host and the 50 bits. Have a good day. Appreciate it, dude. Hope you had a nice stream. Okay, here. Cheat. That's fine. Realizing that it's going the wrong side so you get boost. Also good. Here's the problem. Is that the distance and speed that the other person has compared to you, you're going to get beat for sure.
Right. I should have turned in there.
Yeah. But he misses. I don't know if you were going for that.
I was trying to put it up onto the back wall for him to scoop and...
Okay. Good challenge. You should be there. Even though you didn't hit the ball, it's good that you went. So, good decision again.
Right, because I forced him to throw it away.
Good boost grab. Okay. Possession for you here. Solid touch. Good back post rotation. Nice. Good touch out. Should be a shot. Damn it, Deku! It's a perfect pass! Ah, you hate to see it. Alright, let's focus on the pathing here. So on the way back, did you just go over this? Okay, so you know he took that boost. Teammate whiffs, so you have to get back.
Tell me I don't hit it again. I do. Oh.
You hit it, and then you also missed the back one.
Well, I shorted it there because I saw that if there was a power shot, I needed to just be there, and one pad is better than...
Yeah, that's okay. see. Yeah, I think that was the right decision. Yeah, if he power shot there, you needed to save it. So that was a good move. Again, the better one would have been to go on the circuit there, because you know he took the boost, but that's okay.
Right.
Good save. You controlled the ball. That was actually really nice. That's going mid. Nice dunk from the other team. Good play. Okay. Deku, go. Nice. Is that in? Yep. Again, so far it's fine for the most part. So far, the one thing I think that you would need to work on is shooting again, and maybe dribble control.
Right.
It's basically just like realizing when you have space. Okay. What do you do with this one? Nice. Wait for the bounce. Bang. Okay, good try. That was good. You realized that you were gonna have space. You didn't force yourself to jump for this. You waited and you got the bang on the bounce. Again, I'd say you probably just need to work on your shooting there. Just because... so you decide to wait for the bounce and then the shot. But you end up hitting it downwards instead of up.
Right.
Which is fine. If you wanted to choose to wait for the bounce, you just want to hit it under... You want to get under the ball so it goes up higher. Or you could catch it on the bounce and just blast it at the net. Either one's fine. Good wide rotation. Nice boost grab. Okay, so he has left you in a 2-on-1. Okay. Oh, no. Alright, so one of the problems here, again, is the distance between you and the opponent relative to the ball. That's 2 times now this game where you have thought that you could make it to the ball, and the opponent has beat you. So here, I like you turning at the ball because it forces Zach to hit it.
Right, but
the
I
only
shouldn't
problem
have
is
jumped. I should
committing.
have backed out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Deku... Yeah, whatever. We won't analyze Deku. We'll just talk about you. I'm gonna order pizza. Give me some toppings. Toppings. Domino's owes me a freebie. Cheese. Cheese is generally a good thing to get on pizza.
Pineapple and feta.
Pineapple and feta.
So good.
Some players are just stuck at low ranks because other players aren't that helpful. I disagree.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
I should be able to play consistent enough to overall play enough games, and you should be able to make it out regardless of your teammates.
Exactly. So the real difference you want to make is in games that you should win and can win. If you have a teammate who's so garbage that you're going to lose, that happens. Like, you can't be upset about that. Sometimes there are just going to be players that you get that are either tilted, trash, upset, something's going on with them, they can't hit the ball, something like that. And you're going to lose no matter what. There are games like that. You see pros all the time queuing ranked, where you just lose. Now, that's not saying that pros never make mistakes, like, we don't play perfectly. But there are times where I have teammates where just no matter what, we're losing that game. Unless I sit in net, right? And even if I do sit in net, what's the point of even playing? Sometimes you're just going to lose games. That's what happens in a team game that requires teamwork when you're playing with a teammate or mainly solo queuing. Sometimes you're just going to lose. The difference is when you can win and you have a chance to win, and games you should win. You should be winning all of those games. And if you win the games you should win, and the games you can make a difference in that are relatively even, you'll rank up. So saying that you're stuck at a low rank because of your teammate all the time because the other teammates are garbage is just wrong. Because all you have to do is outplay your opponents as a player. If you just outplay the other guys, then you win. So yeah, I think the biggest thing that you should focus on when you're playing is trying to make a difference in the games that you could win and should win. And if you just happen to lose a game because your teammate or yourself is just like it's a loss and you know it's a loss, then don't get too upset over it. Those games are going to happen. This guy is being harsh on himself. That's a good thing. Self-criticism is a good thing to have. Yep, I agree. Just not to the point that I have it, and then you kind of get in your head way too much. I'm stuck at a rank because Karma won't boost me. I'm stuck in Diamond. I had a game last night in threes where both my teammates were tilted, but we still won. Yeah, I mean, there are games that even if your teammates are tilted, you're going to have the chance to win. That's when it's most important for you to be consistent. Is because games you should win and games you can win, or it's relatively even, are the games where you make a difference. On a normal day, I've been up to Diamond 1, but just some nights where even I'm down to Plat 1, I can't carry every match. What if Karma or any pro was in those matches? You would agree that they would win a lot more of them. Yeah, but you can't use that argument because I'm not at that rank. So, of course, if you put me in a lower ranked match, I would win. It's just, like, what I'm trying... You understand what I'm trying to explain, right, Sniper? Is, like... Mm-hmm. You're gonna have games that are losses no matter what. Like, out of the gate, the other team is grouped as a group of friends, and they're higher ranked and they're better. And that's a loss. Because that happens to me all the time. Sometimes when I play 2 pros and I'm solo queuing with a random Grand Champ on my team, the game is, like, sometimes the way the other team's playing, it's just a loss. You can't really get upset about that. Sometimes in team-based games, when you're solo queuing, it's just going to be a loss. The games that you really need to focus on making a difference on is games that you should win. You shouldn't lose any games that you should win. And then there are games where it's even and you can make a difference. Like Game 7 games, where it's even the whole way and it's one goal that decides it and you can make a difference. You should focus on winning those. Don't be upset at losses that are automatically losses because that just happens sometimes. Good morning, Karma. Just wanted to come and say thank you again for helping last night. I really appreciate it. Helping last night. Oh, no problem, dude. I hope you get your engine fixed. That sucks, man. I wish I could do more. What is it when you win and it demotes you? Huh? I don't know what that means. Shut up, Johnny. Fucking God. Some games I feel people have the same mindset, just end up sitting in each other. If that's the case, then be aggressive. Yeah, I'm paused because I'm talking to chat. My point is that you aren't stuck because of bad teammates. If a better player was playing in your seat, they would win significantly more often. Therefore, you can climb if you were better. Yeah, but that argument is silly. Because... of course, if you were better than you were, you would win. I mean, that's obvious.
The argument I use is there's no point in stressing over things that you can't control. So work on yourself, get better, get more consistent, and climb on your...
Yeah, exactly. What Sniper says, correct. Like, you want to be the difference maker in games that are even and easy to carry, basically. You don't want to be such a detriment to your team that you're just getting blown out. I don't know how to explain this. I'm so bad at articulating sometimes. But like saying that if a better player were in your position, they'd win, I mean, that's obvious because they've already learned the things to make them better. It's just, what I'm trying to say is that what Base Through Sniper said is just, you need to focus on yourself and try and be the difference maker in games. And don't worry about winning every game. You're not going to win every single game. Sometimes there are just losses before the game even happens. It's just a loss. When you have auto-loss games, though, focus on yourself, dude. Don't sit there and get tilted. Practice things. Even if you're down 4-0 and there's 3 minutes left, don't forfeit. Practice stuff.
Right. As soon as I know a game's lost, like we're just way down, it's all just mechanics practice at that point. It's real world mechanics practice.
Practice your dribbling on the guy that's diving you all the time, or take it up the wall and practice hitting it off the wall to your teammate. Don't blame teammates for not being able to climb.
I've never had blaming a teammate help me. If anything, it tilts me fast.
Yeah, it's worse.
I hate putting anything on my teammates, even if it was an obvious thing. I'd rather see, all right, what could I have done to put me in a better position?
Exactly. Seriously, though, the community saved my life. So grateful for Dr. Ali, all the people involved. Yeah, I mean, Mystery, that's an awful circumstance. I feel for you, man. I've been there before. Something happens and you just are in a bad spot, and I'm glad the community's helping. That's what feels good, man. Hopefully that we do enough, you know? Blaming teammates helps with self-esteem. What's up, Melenis? I mean, you see me on stream blame teammates, right? Which is stupid. I shouldn't be doing that. And the only reason I do that is so that I don't, like, you know, lose my mind, because I'm supposed to be streaming for 4 hours. And if I blame myself all the time, then I just will get frustrated with myself and need a break. So sometimes I stupidly will say, my teammate should have done this and this and this and that, which is just irrelevant, because there's always something I could have done better. It's a stupid thing to say, but sometimes I get frustrated and say stuff I don't mean on stream all the time. It's not all bad to displace your anger. No, I mean, blaming teammates is okay, but if you actually think that that's the reason you're hard stuck at a rank, it's not true. Good morning. Do you break down C2, C3 gameplay to try and help people break through? Yep. I will break down subscribers' gameplay. If they're at C2 or C3, fine. If they're Grand Champ, great. If they're Gold, cool. Silver, is there a Bronze? Bronze would be fun to watch. I blame teammates because my favorite pro player, Karma, does. Hell yeah. When I lose trust in my own hits, then I play worse all around. Exactly. Sniper, you're right. Don't blame teammates. They're trying their best. Smiley face. Positive vibes. Alright. Okay, so this is the mistake, right? Yep. Deku also doesn't help you here. Here, he should have rotated the other way. It's all good, though. Sorry, I'm used to analyzing, like, both teams when I watch replays. It's weird to watch just one. Scrub blames teammates? Of course he does. It's Scrub. So toxic player I know. Nice. Nice. Poggers? Holy crap. Did you mean to pass that to him?
It was originally gonna be a shot, but I wasn't there for the shot, so I turned it into a pass. Yeah,
That was sick. Put in the montage. The pass is the grand champ play there. That was sick. I'm telling you, you make some pretty nuts plays.
I'm just trying to get consistent at him.
Yeah, on offense, you make some pretty nuts plays. Good patience.
I was a little low on that challenge, so I
Yeah,
didn't get
low.
anything on it.
It's a good play. You just need to get there faster, that's all. Okay, here you're out of position.
Yeah, that was just bad. But yeah, I try to sit closer to the goal line when anything is going up high.
Yeah, so
I needed to be like a solid 2 car lengths back, at least on the line.
Yeah, so a general tip again, so one thing I think that that I've seen both replays now is trying to work on realizing when your team is in possession of the ball and when they're not.
Right.
So here, right, your teammate hits the ball away in kind of a panicked sense. Like if you just watch him, it looks like he's flailing at a save, right? So boom, there goes possession.
Yep. And I over assumed that was something more, and I rotated as if that was possession.
Right. So going forward here is fine. Then realizing right about here, oh shit, we don't have possession, right?
Right. I could have turned right and rotated in at near post.
Right. So see, that's where I would say the opposite. I think you should have rotated left and gone back post, because your teammate is going to go follow the ball into the corner, right? You don't want two people on the same side of the field. So if you were to have rotated left and gone back post and been back here for the hit.
Right, okay.
And been coming in here, you would have had a much better angle to approach the ball at. You could have gone up the wall here. I don't know if that's something you do. If he slammed it, you could have tried to get up the wall. And if he doesn't, and he just hits it like this, oh, what the heck's going on? And my game froze. Poggers. Yeah, this is broken. I have to restart. Sometimes it does that in replays.
I also just need to watch my replays more. I don't watch them nearly enough.
It could be, I mean, I'm kind of psychotic. Like, I really enjoy watching replays. Okay, it says Rocket League's running when it's not. Watching replays can really be helpful if you know what to look for.
Well, one thing that I found was a shock to me was when I first started playing with him, we did some unranked, and I didn't realize that he was GC. He's up at like 1800 in unranked.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it fit. The whole game just kind of clicked for me for whatever reason, and it felt like I was in a totally different game. And that's where I started climbing really, really hard. We played some threes with 2 of my friends who've been champ previously, and I hit diamond for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously my thought was, wow, I don't want to have been carried to diamond for the first time ever. So I went and solo queued 2s and solo queued to D2 same night. So,
okay, yeah.
Like something completely clicked when I started playing with people who actually knew what they were doing and were calling and just had some communication going, really.
Yeah, if you start playing people who are better, you'll rank up faster, in my opinion.
So I got my rewards, I got D2, and that was like the start of probably 2 weeks of the best play I've ever had, where I was just beyond comfortable even at diamond.
You look comfortable in these games, honestly. You just have some of these positional mistakes like this one. Where again, if you... This is kind of an advanced concept, but... Trying to realize again the possession is lost and going back post instead of near post.
Mm-hmm.
Just because your teammate is likely going to just keep flipping towards the direction of the ball. Because it's... That's what people do in Diamond.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I for sure over-rotated there and then just kind of froze without realizing what I needed to do to get back in position.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or is it, if you just went back post there, you would have had a much easier approach. Holy crap, Soldier B! 5 gifted subs. Poggers, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Huge pogs. Soldier, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That's so nice of you. Slippery, Renegade, Bajangles, Chicken Nugget, and Demon are welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But what ended up happening was I had a really long session of just climbing. And in one game, it felt like everything just kind of clicked off, and I was back to where I was previously. So this is me climbing out of that slump of probably just as long, probably about 2 weeks of just terrible play.
Do you know what made which was different to you?
I think I didn't realize how much confidence I had lost in my own touches and positioning, and that caused me to play way more passively and just out of position and slower.
Your confidence is a huge thing. Yeah, any rank. Luke Skydunker. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Luke. Welcome. Welcome to the Carmi. Appreciate it. Luke Skydunker. That name. So thank you so much for your generosity. That is super nice of you. Huge plays. Okay, good. Alright. I like the jump there. Solid. Open net. Nice. Bang. I mean, of course, your jump could have been better, but that's not really... Again, I don't really think like that. Your ability to turn and recognize where the ball's going and then jump is super solid.
Right.
So this is from when you were climbing back out when you're playing bad, you said?
Right. This is climbing back out of a really hard slump.
Nice. Okay, you're not beating him there. Okay. That's a whiff. Yep. Okay, time. Over 1. Nice. Ooh, almost. That was really smartly played. Good. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly right. What you weren't doing when you were solo queuing. See how you start out wide with your team is possession? Okay, then the ball's gone and you come back in. That's perfect. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Nice. You didn't challenge it. I was gonna say if you go here, it's bad because your teammate doesn't have boost or in position to follow up your challenge, so it would have been bad for you to do. So that was good. Good. Yeah. Not quite sure what your teammate's doing, but you were in the right position there. Okay. Solid. Nice. Yeah, nice. Okay. Good. That's an extremely aggressive jump from him.
And committed to the boost.
That was just because you missed it the first time. I think if you didn't miss it the first time, you would have been in a much better position. Nice. What? Wait, why doesn't he hit the ball here?
I don't know, but apparently it made sense to me at the time.
Yeah, no, that was good. Because I was about to say, you are going way out of the play here, but it was the right play. I should have
I think I read the 0 boost.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So, that's fine. Instead of back flipping, if you forward flip, you beat him here.
Right, I didn't actually consider the pass it off the wall to.
Yeah. Okay, not bad. That requires your teammate bailing you out. Nice. Alright. See, your approach on balls seems to be a bit sloppy sometimes. So like here, you seem like you're guessing where the balls go, like you're hesitating. Like you look like you want to turn, then you don't turn, then you look like you want to turn, then you do turn.
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely not reading it to the point until I actually commit to it, or not thinking I read it until I commit.
So one thing when the ball is like this that you could try and do is boosting backwards to get yourself behind it.
Right, I was thinking
drifting.
I could have created more space and then turned on it.
Yeah, so try and give yourself, so this is something that applies to all ranks. Again, it's just like kind of spatial awareness of recognizing how much time and space you have before the guy that's coming at you can touch the ball. So you had a lot of time here to boost backwards, turn, boost into this ball, and take control of it before he got to it. But instead of doing that, you ended up hesitating a lot right here, and then going for something, and it's a suboptimal hit. Like, this ball should be back into their end. It was a bad clear. And instead of, like, if you were solo queuing, right, for example, and your teammate wasn't good, or wasn't on your level, passing this mid like that, along with a demo, is probably a goal. Like, this touch requires your teammate to bail you out of it, because it's like a free shot. But luckily, he's like full speed from the other side of the field reading the play. So he does a really good job here bailing out the challenge. But in most scenarios, this hesitation right here would probably be costing you a goal.
Right. I also wasn't expecting him to be other side of the field. I was expecting kind of midline. So I was also trying to place it under control, sort of a thing.
Yeah, you were trying to pass. Okay. Well, that was good recognition, because I thought he should have been mid as well. Which he ended up being. It was just a little later than usual, but it seems like you have a high understanding of the game concept for the most part. It's just about the execution for you. Like, your positioning for the most part seems like you understand what's going on.
That's funny, because I generally think my positioning's the worst part of my game.
At least in these replays, your positioning is solid. The thing that I think that you should work on the most is basically your mechanics, like shooting, or approaching the ball from better angles, which I guess you could say is positioning, but I would say it's more mechanics, because you're not confident in your ability to, like, boost away, drift in, holding drift the proper amount, and then boost back into the ball and slam it away. You seem like you're hesitating a lot. But yeah, based on these replays, I like your positioning going up the field. Again, when your team has possession, it's solid. When your team doesn't have possession, like we talked about, take more of that middle approach. Where
a bit more of a shadow, or not shadow, but
a behind shadow. Yeah, like you're behind him. I pointed it out. I'm trying to remember what time.
Like a supportive position where I'm back right or back left, or
yeah. Okay, that's a good way to put it. Supportive. You're behind him adjacent, or behind him, like towards the middle.
Behind him, one column over, sort of a thing.
Yeah. And then your aggressive positioning for passes when you do a possession like this, I think is solid. It's a little advanced for when you're solo queuing. I don't think any diamonds are going to look across the field and hit it hard across to you like that. This is maybe too aggressive, but the positioning you had before was fine when you were the solo queue replay.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a clear distinction for me from how I play when I'm playing with someone on comms that I trust and playing solo.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah. So I think the main thing I think you should work on is your shooting. Probably your dribbling a little bit, just because it seems like no one's really dribbling at this rank. And every time someone does go for a dribble, it ends up in a goal on their side. Well, maybe you shouldn't dribble then. I don't know. Because like, every time someone goes for a dribble here, it seems like they mess up the flick, and it's just a counterattack the other way.
Right. Whenever I've dribbled and I've kind of just conditioned myself to stop, I'll try to keep it within reach on the ground right now. But whenever I dribble, I just get absolutely destroyed by a challenge where it just done.
Hmm. I should maybe hold off on that now. Unless it's something you really want to improve. I'm trying to find the position that you go to where you're shadowing, but I can't find it. Hotsu Monster, thank you for the 2-month resub. 2 months, Poggers. Welcome back. Thank you so much. 2 months, Annie? Is that what you said? Oh, 2-month Annie anniversary. Hell yeah. Welcome back. Agent cheered for the 160 bits. He says, so we can just send replay or two so you can analyze it when you have time, because I need to learn how to rotate. Yeah, it's in the Discord, so if, in the sub-only chat, if you upload a replay, just put your rank with it. I'm only going to do snipers today, and then maybe we'll do, like, I'm not going to do all of them immediately, obviously. But yeah, there'll be times for sub-replays, and I'll just take it from there. Carmine, low diamond 2s. Everyone sucks at dribbling and flicking to the point where people don't do it. I also find that a lot of people just hard rush on dribbles, and I personally am atrocious at knowing when to flick. Yeah, so maybe dribbling is probably the wrong thing for me to tell you to do. Because thinking about it now. Like, if you put me in a diamond, then it would be free low, because, like, you have that kind of car control, so that's the wrong way to approach it. I guess the way you play is, I guess, not learn to dribble, because if you're not proficient at it yet, then you don't need to do it in diamond, I guess you could say. Like, if you were proficient at dribbling, then I think you'd have an easy time getting out of diamond. Like, if you were to just Q1s for, like, 2 months straight, not Q2s, and you were, like, champ 1, champ 2, and 1s, because you just keep playing it over and over, and eventually you learn how to dribble, and then you start queuing 2s, I guarantee you get out of diamond real quick in 2s, because no one knows how to challenge dribbles, and no one knows how to dribble in the first place. So if you enter into an environment where no one knows how to defend what you're doing, you have free wins. But it's also, if you don't know how to dribble, it's really bad to do, because no one knows how to defend in diamond. So if a dribble slam comes in off your car at 100 miles an hour towards your own back while it's going over your teammate's head, you're screwed. Which is usually what happens in diamond dribbles.
I've actually got a question for you, because it seems like something Josh said in chat, the side flip flick.
Mm-hmm.
I never see it in high rank play, but it's the easiest thing that I've found to learn. Like, I can't figure out how to front flip or 45-degree flick at all.
What is side flip flicking?
Just getting a flick with a side flip.
Let's see. Is it this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I just don't see it very often in high tier.
So mainly a lot of people... So Jay was my teammate. Is one of the best... I think the best in the world at this side flick. He always does this, and then he, like, follows it up. I think that that's actually a mistake, that there isn't enough side flipping. Most pros, including myself, will go for something like hard to do with my screen share on because I'm lagging, but it's like that type of flick where like you're slamming at a million miles an hour, like top left or right, like that. The reason that a lot of people don't do these side flicks is because of this, where it like pops up like that, and usually it's so slow that if you were to flick it like Jesus, if you were to side flick it like this and it just floats like that, and you get dunked on one of those, it's usually a really bad dunk because it's going so slow. Whereas if I'm flipping it like this, it's usually pinching off the top of my car if you dunk me. But Jaywiz, if you have control, Jaywiz like can flick it, side flip like that, and like catch it instantly. There's a point where if you're side flicking and you get like that, if you side flip and you get it off the front of your car, it's really good. But if you pop it off the back like this, it goes super high, it usually is really bad. It gets challenged. It's like a loss of possession.
Gotcha.
It's too floaty. Yeah, pretty much.
It always feels, because I can get the flick, well, when I get the flick, I can get it done really quickly, which is what I thought the benefit for it was. Like, it takes basically no time at all from having it carried to flicking it 3 car lengths up.
Yeah, no, I mean, at any start for you, the flick is fine. Like, any flick, I think, is good. I think the best thing to do is to constantly learn how to have the ball in this position on your car, right? So, like, if you practice, you want it on, like, the front, so as soon as someone comes, flick right over them. You don't want to have the ball be in a position like this, where when you're flicking, that happens. That's not good. Or if you're going to flick and, like, this happens, or something like that where you're losing, you don't get anything out of it, or like that, you're gonna get dunked if you flick like that. The one thing you want is, like, middle front of your car, and then once someone comes, you just, okay, that was, middle front of the car, and once someone comes, you just flick it over them, as soon as they dive. You don't want to have it on your car so that you see someone driving towards you, and then you think to yourself, okay, I need to flick here. If you think that, you're gonna get dunked. The best thing to do is to already have it.
Basically instinctual.
Yeah, you have to look at them, and as soon as you see them boost, you just flick. And the one thing about flicks that I think a lot of people think of when they're doing it is, I need to beat this person and, like, the other person. Where that's not really what you need to do as a flick. Like, if you just get it by one person at your rank, it's a big deal. Like, just beating one person with a flick over the top or something, even if you can't immediately follow it, is fine.
Right.
But I think that you don't really need to learn dribbling until you're a bit higher level, because it doesn't seem like diamonds dribble at all. I think the biggest thing for you, I think, would be mechanics and a bit of positional awareness when you have possession or when you don't have possession. When you have possession, your middle positioning is solid. You're covering a lot of the field. You're ready for a mid pass. You get a deflect off the wall, stuff like that. And then when your team doesn't have clear possession, play a bit back more and a bit more behind the person that's challenging the ball. Because in Diamond, things are very linear. Like, the ball stays on the same side of the field for the most part.
Right.
Like, there's no splice plays where we're switching the field all the time. You know what I mean? In Diamond, it's basically up and down the same side of the field. But yeah, I honestly, watching your replays for a Diamond, I would expect a lot worse. I'm not super familiar with Diamond play, but it seemed like you had a good idea of what was going on in those replays. Again, you only showed me wins, so...
Right, I'll words. I can get some worse ones, too, for...
Ideally, when you're watching your replays, what you should be watching are not necessarily blowouts, but like a game where you just lost, like you barely lost, and that you thought that you could do something better or make a difference. Those are the best replays to watch. You don't necessarily want to watch. I mean, you can learn from everything. Like you can learn from wins, but it's a lot harder to learn from wins.
Close games.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of the close losses, I see exactly the mistake that loses it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's more to be learned, but like blatantly obvious positional failures are like things that I pick out as I'm playing it. There's like mechanical failures that lose the game where I just miss a save or something. Pick that out, no problem. Things like that are, I don't know. I feel like learning where the polish needs to go is more useful, at least for me, than pointing out the obvious mistake that lost the game. Because I don't know. Generally, I think I'm okay at pointing that out to myself.
Right, but if the game was 4-3, right, and your general or your obvious mechanical mistake was the reason that you guys lost 4-3, that doesn't also account for all the other goals that you let in and the mistakes that maybe cost you scoring opportunities that are important to look at.
That's fair.
So yeah, the one mechanical mistake is the obvious one that you know you should fix, but there are a lot of things leading up to that you may not have even been in that position if you had learned to do a bit things like consistently or positionally different leading up to it, which is why it's important to watch the close ones. Because, yeah, you'll have that obvious mechanical error. But, like, specifically when we're playing for Splice, when we're watching replays together as a team, one of the things that we always look at in losses is, like, even though we know, like, oh, yeah, we let in that goal here because Karma backflipped like an idiot. But we shouldn't have been in the position for me to backflip and cost us the game because of all the other mistakes we were making that put us into that spot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So even though you have the obvious mistake, learning all the other ones that that lead up to it are just as important as learning that obvious mistake that you did make. Because I think seeing the obvious mistake over and over again is also helpful. Because it'll learn for you to, like, even though it was a mistake for a reason, and it's okay to make mistakes, of course, and to just follow that up with like structural like criticism, positive criticism, and seeing it visually again will help you not make the same mistake twice or 50 times. So you'll make it 49 times, which is an improvement. Diamond play is basically plat with slightly more consistent mechanics and fewer ball chasers. Yeah, probably. I don't know, if I had to guess, I would say bronze. Bronze, you really don't have any concept of the game. You need to work on everything if you're in bronze. If you're in silver, you probably have a slight understanding of what's going on. But there's so much you can improve on. You probably need to work, like, your mechanics are probably good if you're in silver to get out of bronze. And then after silver's plat, I think if you're in plat, the thing you probably have to work on most to get out of plat, or things most plats don't really understand, is overcommitting. There's probably tons of overcommitting in plat. In diamond, I think diamond is working with teammates and a bit of mechanics. And then champ is just, I don't know, I'd have to watch again. Oh, there's gold too? Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I think your aerial play for the most part is solid.
One thing that I definitely notice is the time out from prediction. So, like, how long before something needs to happen that you realize it needs to happen is probably something that improves.
Yeah. Reading the play.
Because, like, I can call for a pass, but I'm calling for it as it needs to happen, not, like, when I'm realizing that it's open or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what I would say for you to do is to, try and work on that, awareness we talked about of the possession. The awareness of, like, distance a little bit. Like, okay, that guy is going fast and he's gonna beat me. I'm gonna position myself better for when he does beat me. And then the shooting. Try and work on your finishing a bit more.
Right. I should have watched through more replays because these were not anywhere near examples of
Right,
decent shoot.
so when you are doing all these things and you're practicing, and you get close games, save them and mark them, and we can watch them again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to turn off the save all ranked replays because that makes it a real pain to find the ones that need.
Yeah, don't save all of them. Save the close ones where you thought you could have made a difference that were just losses. Maybe some wins too where you think that you could make improvements.
Right.
I personally think losses are better, but, you know, I'll leave it up to your discretion. Yeah, I think those are the two things that you should work on, is just that positioning and awareness, and then the mechanical finishing for shooting. I think that I don't know, looking at that play, I think that you are clearly were above Diamond 1. Like, what we were watching, you were better than. So I don't think that you should have that hard of a time ranking up.
Right.
But there will be a wall that you hit. Usually there's a wall. You can see my screen, so I'll draw it for you, but chat can't see my screen.
No, screen share turned off.
Oh, I turned it off. There, I'll put it on for just a second. But usually what happens in a player's, like a player's journey to rank is you're learning, and then you plateau at a rank until you start learning the next thing. And then you start learning, and then you plateau till the next thing, and then you learn, and you plateau, and then you learn, plateau, and stuff like that. So it's basically like a constant learning, and then you reach the part where your knowledge has hit a wall, and then you start learning, okay, I need to learn what's next to get me to rank up. Then you start learning that, and you start rising as you learn, and then you get consistent with it, and then you need to learn something new, and then you rank up more, and stuff like that. And it's just like a constant, just grind to see, you know. Right now, I think you're at the up stage. It seems like you seem to be more aware, patient, and game knowledge is better than the rank that you're at. So you'll probably start ranking up more. I think when you'll plateau is when you start hitting your shots consistently and have that awareness. I think you'll plateau at like champ, and then you'll probably have to learn a little bit different stuff. But save the replays that are close. And I thought that was really good. I think you did both those replays we watched were pretty solid.
Awesome. Now I just need to get consistently solid.
Yeah, exactly. But good luck. Hopefully I helped.
Oh, absolutely.
I appreciate you being the first one, because I wish I could have the pen. I'll figure that out. But yeah, save those replays. We'll watch them again next time.
Sure, sounds good. Thank you so much for the help.
No problem. Good luck.
Thanks.